Welcome back, everybody. Today's video is going to be talking about the most important update, at least for me, that we've all needed for Dota. And we're not talking about 7.34C, because that's not coming out just yet, but we are talking about the Summer Client Update. Now, the Summer Client Update. What is it talking about? It says a new armory, a new player behavior system, and new rendering features, also including some lovely hats. As you can see, we even got ourselves a Weeaboo Anti-Mage Persona set. And so we're going to go ahead and get into it and talk about exactly what this is for Dota and what it means for us as a community. So first and foremost, let's talk about the hats that we already have. A brand new armory. The armory is now your one-stop shop for every cosmetic item in Dota. One of the side effects of a game with 10 years worth of new features and interfaces is, well, sometimes things can get a little complicated. So we've created a simplified single interface for everything it's possible to do with items, from buying and selling to previewing and equipping. So we get some, some spoiler pictures here, some teasers kind of showing us that you can demo item combos, you can rework the global item section, automatic item highlighter when you mouse over it so you don't see the whole hero. We see stacking duplicates, sort by market value. We see all that. But let's go ahead and just give a quick glance at what this looks like in the Dota clients. We pull up the armory, and we have a really nice catalog of all the heroes in alphabetical order. You can filter the hero list by letter, so you can quickly find the hero that you want. You can see that, it says that things stack if you have multiple of them, so you can see that you have 2 of these ones. You can see what's on the market, how much it costs. You see how many you own, purchasable, unavailable, 3. So you can even see like what you can't get. So that's interesting that you can now see that these are sets that are in the game theoretically, but I can't get them anymore. So overall, it just feels a lot better to be able to customize the way you want. And it's like if you want to see purchasable ones and not the ones you own, you can go there. I feel like when I look at this, it just feels better. And it treats this more like a Pokemon card collection rather than just kind of a smorgasbord of random crap. So I'm really looking forward to the quality of life, ease of execution, ease of use of this new armory. So coming up next, we got ourselves a collector's cache. We're going to do our quick 1 to 10 rating scale of each one. Let's see. So we got a Primal Beast set. I'd give this one like a solid 6. I'll probably use it because I like it more than the current one. There's only like 1 set out, I believe. Ooh, like a Space Winged Dawnbreaker. I really like this. I actually haven't liked any of the Dawnbreaker sets, but I'll 100% use this one. Probably 8 out of 10 for me. Oh, it's like a dragon Abaddon. So instead of a knight, he's now riding a dragon. I mean, I'm kind of down, honestly. I think it is the equivalent of the, Cowboy Ursa set in terms of lore, but I'm digging it. I'd give this one like a 7 out of 10. I think the visuals are really nice. I just don't know if I love like the theme of it. I mean, this one gave me a chuckle right when I saw it. I feel like there's better sets for Alchemist. I think this one's creative, but not something I'm probably going to use, so I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. Can we see how this looks with the Arcana? I just feel like there's better Spectre sets out there, especially the Arcana. So it really depends on how this pairs with the Arcana. If it pairs well, then I'd give it like a 7. If it doesn't, then I'd give it like a 3. Because at the end of the day, we already spend money on Arcana, and even if we don't have a Battle Pass this year, if I'm not going to get a Battle Pass, I better get an upgrade to my hats. Okay, Wraith King is looking pretty fresh here. Honestly, I really like the sword. It's kind of like a cool, triple-edged sword instead of a double-edged sword. Even have a knife stabbing through his chest. I like that little touch. I give this one a solid 5.5. Above average, slightly, but that's about it. Nice to look at. Hoodwink. Very cute set. I mean, it goes well with Hoodwink just in terms of her theme of being a cute little squirrel. But overall, I'd give it like a 4. Because I think there's better sets, especially like the ukulele set. I'd give this one like a 3. Really not excited about that one. This one's kind of badass. Oh, I really like the fish. I really like the aquarium he's got going on there. This one, at first, looked really simple, but I think the little details are awesome. I would give it, looking at it like this, like an 8. I just feel like in the middle of the game, you're not going to be able to appreciate anything that's here, like this X marks the spot with the map on the arm. The problem is I just can't see this from the top-down view. So I'd give it an 8 in regards... I'd probably give it a 10 in terms of how cool it is, but overall, probably a 7 or an 8 based on that you can't see it from the top down. Also, unexciting. I think there's better Legion Commander sets out there. There's like a assembly of Immortals that make up a cool set, so I'd give this like a 3. Honestly, I give this like a 7 or an 8. This is pretty funny. I think a lot of people will use it. It's very different. It's like Mists of Pandaria from WoW kind of vibes. I never even played WoW. I just remember seeing the commercials, and yeah, definitely, I like it a lot, to be honest. This is just a smooth set. I like that it changes very little about what Twin-Headed Dragon represents, but it feels like a persona for THD. Like, they didn't change much about the hero. It's just like a crisper version, like an updated model. So I'd give it a solid 7. Dazzle. I really like the snakes. I really like that. I'd give this one like an 8 or a 9. This one's really cool. I would use this one in a heartbeat. That one's cool. The Vipers, I guess, is what they are. I will 100% use this. I'm not a weeb. Honestly, I think it's just a really cute set. I'd give it like an 8. This is like Drow Cat Ears set for Marcy. I like the Lotus in the backpack. You definitely scream you love anime. If I had a profile picture with this on it, I would call it an anime profile picture. So we saw this one in the workshop. It's very rare and it looks really cool. I definitely will miss the cuteness of Mortimer, even though the snails are a really cool idea. I give it like a solid 7. But one thing I found out while I was looking for the name of Mortimer is when you pull up a hero, we got a whole new page, baby. We see all the base stats right away. I can even move my camera and you can see view and armory level progress. You can see the sets that you have equipped. You can see the progress here, the stats. Oh man, this is such a cool upgrade, to be honest. You can see the pick ban win percentage of this hero in the bracket. Wow. Honestly, this is hype. You can even see the gameplay changes without having to... I don't have to go on Google anymore and find them. I can use the Dota client as it should be. This is honestly super hype. Now, back to the task at hand. Last but not least, we have ourselves another anime set, looking at least. I mean, it's very cool. I'll use it. I'd say she looks pretty badass. At the same time, she looks fierce, but also adorable. I'd give it like a 7 in terms of an ultra rare. Probably an 8 or 9 if it was not an ultra rare. But you're gonna have to spend a lot of money. Fork it up if you guys want to get your anime waifu anti-mage. So on to my favorite part of this update. I have been saving the best for last for this part. This is an update that I have believed has been necessary, desperately necessary, for a long time now. I'm optimistic, cautiously, that this will actually do something, but they are now showing us that they are trying to address toxicity in Dota. I feel like there's a lot of situations in pubs right now, whether it's in my bracket with the Immortal Draft, where people kind of hold you hostage and say, I'm going to play carry or, you know, grief the game. I hear about people who use role queue tokens and they're hard support and they say, I'm usually a carry, I'm just going to pick carry anyway. And these are just situations where we don't have power, and you're either forced to let the toxic person win, meaning let them have their role and you have to suck it up, or you end up with griefed games. So you're, as like the good guy, are forced to submit. And it's just a really shitty feeling where you don't have control and it feels like there's no punishment for these people. And I even feel like it's creating more people like this, because if you see somebody else not getting punished for something, whether it's in Dota or it's in real life, you're naturally inclined to feel like you should do it too, or if you do it because you have to, there's no better option. And it doesn't make sense to have a community that's policed by itself, especially when we're all, you know, degenerate Dota gamers, spammers that live out of our basements. Okay, that's not true. I used to live out of my basement. But okay, what exactly do we got? Making Dota a better place to play together. Might seem obvious, but the best games of Dota are the ones where you get to play with a team of people working together. Wow. Against another team of people working together against you. A Dota game at its worst is the opposite. Absolutely freaking true. There's no other way to put it. Playing with malicious or toxic people can ruin what have been a great match. I'll be honest with you guys. I think the majority of us, if we don't enjoy a day of Dota, it's because of the people, not because of the game itself. Personalized matchmaking. What I love about this is that basically that rather than commends at the end of the match, you now have now instead of having the old commend system at the end of the match, any player you commend will be more likely to show up in your future matches, either on your team or on the enemy side. You just like them being in the game, because as it says here, we're not just looking for better teammates, we're just looking for higher quality competition, right? And that's cool. Additionally, we've added a dislike button that will ensure players you're preferred not to play with. I don't know how beneficial this will be at my bracket, but I would like to imagine a world where in the top 1,000 of players, if everybody dislikes somebody, that they just get fucking banned. At least like, a week or two from matchmaking where they're just not allowed to play anymore. Because this is something that I think has been tough for Valve, that they have to make a system that works at my bracket with a limited player pool, and they also have to make it for the general population, for you guys, to make sure that, 4K isn't plagued with Smurfs, and 3K and 2K is not plagued with toxicity, and people that are, just generally ruining the game because they don't care. New reporting system. There can be a big difference between players you'd prefer not to play with and players who are outright toxic. Dota's new reporting system will let you report toxic chat, toxic voice, smurfing, griefing, cheating, and role abuse. All reports automatically take into consideration a wide range of supporting hard data. A griefing report knows whether someone destroyed their items, and a smurfing report looks at both gameplay and account properties. Players can now report toxic behavior at any time during and after the game. That feels nice because it feels like you had to remember to report people at the end of the game. The new reporting system also removes the cap on the number of reports you submit and now allows you to report toxicity on either team. It always felt bad when somebody on the enemy team ruined the game and I couldn't do anything about it. It just made it look like we all had to be complacent if we had to be grateful that it was on the other team and we got a free win for it. And that feels equally bad in my opinion. This new volume of reporting data will give us more confidence in taking action against bad actors, as well as identifying and ignoring spurious reporters. So say, like, let's take away the limit, but if you overuse, if you're the player who cried wolf, then the system will ignore you. But at the same time, if a lot of people are reporting the same person, they'll check and see exactly what it's getting reported for, which I think is cool. Recognizing good reports. The only thing worse than having a bad in-game experience with someone is knowing they're still out there. Dude, that's so freaking true. The feeling of like, oh, I could just end up with that guy. I have to wait 5 to 10 minutes to queue, minimum, just to dodge that person, and I might even run into them later. Ruining games for other players, possibly as well. Our new system was built from the ground up to make sure we can connect actions with consequences, not only for bad actors, but also for good ones. So whenever your reports result in us taking action, we'll let you know your report was successful and who was punished. This is something that I would love to see, man. This will be so satisfying. I feel like it'll be worth that -20 if I reported that guy and he shows up in my feed. Honestly, like, I'm not happy I lost the MMR because of that guy, but man, this will feel so freaking good. I just feel like in the past, you'd just report somebody and you'd hope to get that message saying they took action. And even then, you're like, am I really accomplishing anything from reporting? So a lot of the things adding up so far are telling me, if I'm going to report somebody, I'm going to feel better afterwards. Behavior and communication scores. Every player has a behavior score, a number between 0 and 10,000, which reflects the quality of your actions in game. Players will now also have a communication score. Both of these will be capped at 12,000. But now, the kicker is that if we pull up our behavior score, you can see that if it drops below a certain number, you can no longer coach if you have that for a behavior score. You can no longer get drops. You can no longer pause. And you can no longer even play ranked if you go low enough. And then if you look at communication score, go below 10,000, you're not allowed to ping ally abilities anymore. Dude, I feel like they're literally calling out exactly what these toxic shitters do. 8,000 means you're no longer allowed to voice chat. 7,000 means no longer allowed to tip. Americans in shambles. 6,000 no longer allowed to chat at all. We've lost voice chat and now text chat. And 3,000 is unthrottled messages. Below this scores, all pings, alerts, and chat wheels are on a shared 30-second cooldown. So that means you're no longer allowed to even use your chat wheel other than once every 30 seconds. I mean, I'm just super hyped about that because just knowing people are getting punished will make others behave better. Really, it just will. And they said that because this is going to rely on getting a lot of data, it's going to become more accurate over time. Please trust us to do so. And I'll tell you guys, I trust Valve with this one. I'll give them a chance. I am cautiously optimistic because what are the other options? Just wallow in my sorrow that this isn't going to do anything anyways. Okay, so we also got some updated map rendering where we can see like the difference between the old and the new. Even just these little shadows here is really nice, like little details on the map. And then they also talked about performance. Whoa. Oh, wow. So there's just a lot more color. I literally feel like I put some like HD glasses on or like some 3D glasses on at the movies. It just feels like if this is what they promised us, instead of a battle pass, they're going to give us updates like this. I'm super excited. I'm no longer about shilling all of my money into Dota 2. I want to see, you know, my taxpayer Dota 2 money being used for things that I see the return on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little glimpse into the quality of life and the overall aesthetically pleasing aspects of Dota that we know and love that got updated. There looks like there's going to be one more update coming before the International at the end of September. And I'm looking even more forward to what Valve has in store for us there. That's going to be the TI, like event-related patch. We can look forward to potentially a new hero, a new, you know, game like Aghanim's Labyrinth. And I really look forward to keeping you guys posted. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe.